Today, we said, well, listen, maybe Trudeau thought about it. He might have wanted to rephrase, regret, recast. I'm not sure. So we sent our cameras over to Chrystia Freeland headquarters where Justin Trudeau was. And, well, listen to this. Here's the question. Here's the answer.
You praise China's dictatorship because its command economy allows them to take action quickly on the environment. Do you regret or do you want to rephrase these comments at all, Justin?
In this world, we're competing with countries that have the capacity to react to big issues quickly and completely. We need to make sure that even though we have to compete with them, we can get things done completely. And that means that not falling back on our, not weakening on our human rights, and making sure we're still protecting all of the things we know, but we do need to work together to support people.
I don't know what that was. All right. Let's go back to our studios in Toronto now. Ray Hurd is standing by. And Ray, all we asked him was, first of all, the original question was, which administration do you admire? It wasn't, who are we competing with? What do we think about China-Canada relations? It was a wide open. What's the administration you admire?
David,
he says China.
That question was pre-scripted. He didn't do his homework. But the great shock to me, I'm surprised and shocked because I knew his father. Why didn't he mention Cuba? The only foreign leader who attended Pierre Trudeau's funeral, where Justin made a very impassioned set speech, was Castro. So Castro must be very upset in his dotage to see Justin praising the other communist, the big communist superpower. But there's another element. Timothy Snyder at Harvard has done a book called The Bloodlands about all the brutality and bloodshed of the last 100 years. And guess which regime killed more people than Hitler or Stalin combined? The Chinese tyrannical communists. So Justin needs to take a couple of weeks off and go and take History 101 so he gets his facts right. The other thing is, China takes a long time to do things. It doesn't do them fast.
Oh, no, I agree. One thing China doesn't take a long time to do is execute people it doesn't like. It kills 10 a day. More than 3,000 a year are executed by the China administration Justin likes. Ray, hold on a second, because we do have to remember there is an election going on in your neighborhood. Do you think folks in Toronto Centre are just going to shrug this off? It's like, no, Justin. You know, what the heck?
I'll tell you why. This riding probably has more immigrants than any other riding in Canada, if not in the world.
Davenport's got plenty, but yours does.
Guess where these people come from? Somalia. They come from the Philippines. They know all about dictatorships. And the NDP candidate, Linda McQuaig, is smart. She's not muzzled. Chrystia Freeland basically has been muzzled by the Justin people. They're afraid of her saying anything, and she's a smart person. So this is going to get down. There are 4 debates coming up now. Unfortunately, they'll be between all the candidates. I would have preferred them between the Socialist and the Liberal, the only two who have a chance. But these 4 debates, they're going to throw a lot of curveballs at Chrystia Freeland, who, like Michael Ignatieff, has been out of the country making money abroad. And I don't think, if you asked Freeland to name the 3 railway tracks in the riding where poisonous oil and gas is threatening our lives if there's a big disaster like there was in Quebec, I think the local issues are important. Yes, all politics is local, David, but the fact that Justin has praised the most pernicious tyranny in the history of the human race will weigh against him with freedom-loving immigrants who are great Canadians. And I don't call them new Canadians, I call them Canadians.
I want to read you something else that he said. Again, this is at the fundraiser last night. People paid $250 a head to get in. 100 women did it. They raised 25 grand. That's wonderful. But in the same this is the same answer about what administration do you like the most. Then he goes on to say the kind of administrations I like. He talks about Canadian ones in Nunavut, Northwest Territories, and the Yukon. Why? And this is, I'm quoting Trudeau now, because Thetford's done without political parties. in the Yukon. Well, he just met the leader of the Yukon Liberal Party a few weeks ago, and now he says that party doesn't exist. These are the kind of gaffes that a leader on a campaign trail cannot make.
David takes us back to my original point. Justin has to be given a course in current affairs and history. Take him away, put a muzzle on him, and force him to learn, put earphones in his ears when he goes to sleep so he assimilates some knowledge. You cannot, it is going to be a terrible detriment to my Liberal Party when Harper runs attack ads, and guess who's making the attack ads for Stephen Harper every day? Justin Trudeau. The sexist event he attended last night is what I call sexual apartheid. You don't have meetings in Canada for women or men or immigrants or new Canadians. You have meetings for Canadians, period. And he needs to learn some of these fundamentals. And you know who could teach him a very good lesson in that?
Quick.
Someone I don't like particularly, Jean Chrétien. Well, let's get back to basics and let's understand our history before we make history.
Ray Hurd in Toronto Centre, where they're voting in 2 weeks, folks. Thanks for your time.
Thank you.